Hey, Intuitive Soul Tribe. Melissa, Intuitive Soul Coach here, excited to bring to you today's collective reading where we dive in and receive channeled messages from your future self. So welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. These are general readings. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are interested in a personal reading or entering into the free monthly reading giveaway, you can find both of those links in the description box below. All right, what an exciting reading this is going to be. I feel it already. So go ahead and grab that cup of tea, grab that beverage, a pen and paper if you have it handy, because you may want to take notes. So again, messages from your future self. What do you need to know at this time to help you best plan, prepare, and embrace your soul's journey here on earth? A lot of messages coming through. So if my energy seems a little bit chaotic, or if I'm talking quite quickly, you may want to pause the video. I want to make sure we get all the juicy nuggets of wisdom that are coming through. Right away, I'm hearing, don't drink the Kool-Aid. Now, we've all heard that phrase, that expression, don't drink the Kool-Aid. Now, you may actually hear a coworker, a friend, a family member. Maybe it's a meme that you see on your social media platform, or it could be something that you've just said. But Spirit is saying here, don't drink the Kool-Aid. And I feel like this is important for you to be that trailblazer. Go off the beaten path. Discover for yourself, learn that there are additional paths moving forward. Now, when we think of not drinking that Kool-Aid, it can be rules, regulations, systems. It can be governing agencies. It's all about you being a rebel with a cause, as I like to say. So not being that sheep. Don't believe everything you see. Don't believe everything you hear, because it may not be true. And most of the time it's not. So don't drink the Kool-Aid. Think for yourself, which is interesting because your first card out here is ignorance. Now, ignorance is not bliss. And wow, check this out here as well. You actually have ignorance and truth showing up together. Now, we have a blue pill and we have a red pill. So the fact that these are showing up side by side, there's no other illustrations like this in this deck, and it's quite magnificent that they're both coming up together. You can choose to be the sheep, or you can choose to go off that beaten path, right? And so a lot of you, your future self wants you to know that ignorance isn't bliss. Research, educate yourself, be knowledgeable, trust your intuition, meditate, go within. What is your truth? What is the collective truth? We see that showing up here. I'm also hearing that if some of you are on some sort of medication, and maybe you've been told, oh, wow, look at that. You can't make that up here. Look at that. I've never noticed that before, but that is powerful. I told you this was going to be a powerful reading. I've never noticed that, and how amazing. By the way, this is a beautiful deck that was sent to me by a sub. Thank you so very much. I'll link it in the description box below, but look at that. It's just powerful. So you have some choices showing up, as we all do, right? And I feel it's important for you to be honest with yourself, but don't turn a blind eye is what I'm hearing here. Don't turn a blind eye. You have a choice. And for those of you that may have been told that you will be on a medication for the rest of your life, I don't feel like this is true, unless that is the truth that you believe in, but it doesn't have to be your truth. So again, please seek medical professional guidance if need be. See the disclaimer, but you can't make that up. Check out that illustration there. How powerful is that showing up right away in your reading? So we also have here the divine, and you see there's an alien in the background, which is just beautiful, holding up this blue crystal. This is about communication. So a lot of you starseeds are going to be communicating with higher dimensional beings, higher light frequency beings here, whether it shows up in the form of aliens. Okay, now don't get scared off, because there are helpful aliens And just like people, right? There feels like there's good humans and bad humans. Same goes for aliens. And a lot of the aliens want to come here to help show us a new way. And so a lot of you have already had contact with higher dimensional beings. So don't be scared. Okay, that's the message from your future self. Don't be scared. A lot of you you're going to embrace this channeled energy, and some of you may even write a book based on channeling an alien or interdimensional being. Okay, I'm hearing that for you as well. So some of you, if you are, maybe you've never even thought about writing a book. Perhaps you are just waking up to your spiritual gifts. This is something that's going to really increase and enhance. Trust it. If you get the urge, or if you start to see or channel things that maybe it's hard to see with the human eye, right? You're opening up to a lot more. And between now and even the next 3 years, whoever this message is for, you're going to amaze yourself and look back and say, wow, I can't believe this didn't happen sooner, or I can't believe this is my life now. So really important messages. I'm also getting here the name Carrie. Carrie, it could be your name. It could be someone around you. It could be the name of a place, Carrie, maybe Caryville or Carrie Street or Carrie Avenue. Okay, let's see here. I'm also getting the name, the song, There Ain't No Easy Way Out, and I Won't Back Down. I believe that's a song by Tom Petty. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. There ain't no easy way out, but I feel like you're not backing down. That's the message from your future self. Not to back down when things feel a little bit challenging, when things feel like they are difficult, right? Don't back down. Remember who you are. Remember on a soul level. I'm getting here Lion King vibes. Remember who you are, right? It's not about where you come from in this physical world. It's not about your bloodline. It's not about your birth country or what your familia or societal standards were when you grew up or what you were conditioned to believe. This is so much deeper. This is about you remembering that you are a soul having a human experience. And so many times when we are battling and we're going back and forth between the truth and turning a blind eye to the truth here. I still can't get over this illustration. I had no idea until this video that these two came together. So it just blows my mind. Spirit always blows my mind. But I feel for you here, for all of us, this is about you remembering that this earthly realm, in a sense, is just like the Matrix, right? We can break free from it. We can go a new path. We don't have to go with the crowd, or we don't have to just believe because someone says you must believe. This is about us thinking for ourselves. It's about not being ignorant to the free will that we have here on earth. And also not succumbing to that victim mentality, because some of you, you've gone through a lot. I'm getting here that your hair will grow back, and whew, I'm getting major goosebumps here and a lot of emotion. So some of you may have gone through an experience, or maybe you will down the road, where you lose your hair and it will grow back. Okay, so please take that as it resonates. I'm sending you big hugs. Remember who you are. Remember that you're a soul having an experience. And I feel that you will overcome some sort of life-threatening or life-altering, whether this is health, okay, whether this is or was a near-death accident here, near-death experience, or something that the doctors told you would never hear from. You are making a comeback because you have a bigger purpose here on earth. Even if you can't quite feel or tune in, you have a clear knowing. Your soul knows. So remembrance is the energy showing up here for you. Okay, they're also giving me, oh, this is interesting, another song. They're giving me Sweet, Sweet Fantasy Baby. So Mariah Carey, and we just got the name Carey. So maybe that's the Mariah Carey. Maybe that's a name. I mean, some of you, wouldn't it be crazy if you were named after Mariah Carey? For others of you, You may hear one of her songs on the radio. There could be something significant in that. I'm also getting voice. Some of you could be singers. Some of you, it's important to speak up. You may be influencers. You could be singers, writers, authors, creators. You may use your voice. And I feel like that's a big part of your purpose here on earth, is to open up that throat chakra as far as you can and really deliver some positive energy here on earth. You have sun, moon rising in Venus. So this is interesting as well, because a lot of times we only check out our sun sign, right? Some of you are astrologists, or you're getting into astrology more. You may be taking a look at numerology, frequencies, the esoteric realm, because I'm getting here, you will not regret diving into the spiritual side. So check out your other signs as well. And for those of you that are being called to look more into the astrology, possibly even different avenues of healing when it comes to even learning about yourself is what I'm hearing here. So this could be human design. This could be your astrological birth chart. This could be your Chinese horoscope. I'm getting that it's important for you to use all the tools, use all the resources, but most importantly, meditate and connect with your higher self. You will not regret taking that class. I'm also hearing a very important message. Some of you, this could be twin flame, but I feel like you will not regret walking away. Okay, very, very interesting message. But if this is a relationship that you've struggled with, whether it be a twin flame, a false twin flame, maybe it's a family member, it could be a coworker as well, you will not regret walking away. It may feel challenging at this time, but some of you need to know that it's going to be okay. If you're going through a divorce, or if you've been forced to walk away and you didn't really want to, you will be okay. So again, please take that as it resonates. Okay, I'm getting here Rockford. I mean, isn't that a place is that Illinois, Rockford, Illinois? I mean, maybe it's another location around the world, or it could be a street, or maybe that's your last name, Rockford. Please take that as it resonates. Ezekiel's vision. Now, I got to admit here, I've never read the Bible. I'm not a religious person, which is okay if you are. Ezekiel's vision, from my understanding, was a prophet who God gave the gift of being able to see into the future and have a vision to be able to help those who could not see. So you may be called to be a prophet, a tarot reader, a psychic, a healer, and deliver these divine channeled messages from spirit, God, source, whatever your higher power is. Again, religion doesn't even have to fit into the mix unless you want it to. But Ezekiel's vision is about preparation, which is about what this reading is all about. Okay, I believe that Ezekiel, maybe he predicted maybe the downfall of Jerusalem. Again, I don't know about all that. I don't go into deep research about religion, politics, economics, things of that nature. This is just what Spirit is bringing in here. But I also sense that he brought a wave of good news as well, talking about the rise and the fall for humanity. So what I'm receiving here for you is you are a seer, you are a light worker, and you have the gift of seeing into the future, or seeing things before they happen, premonitions through dreams. You may also feel things before they happen. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's your third eye, clairvoyance. For some of you it is, but this is also about clairsentience, a clear knowing of what's to come, even though it may feel a little bit shaky, because what you're doing is you're tuning into the energy here. So I do feel like a lot of you, your sensitivities, your visions are becoming more clear, more pronounced, and that could be that throat chakra that I was tuning into earlier, where your second part of your life, or a big chunk of your life, may have to do with speaking up or sharing your gifts, okay? Ezekiel's vision. And feel free to do your own research on what's coming through here as well. Next, you have subconscious mind. Now, what is the subconscious mind? It's the patterns, the beliefs, the thoughts, the behaviors that we have suppressed, right? That we've suppressed, that maybe sometimes turn on to that default mode and we're not even aware that we're receiving certain patterns. But I sense that a lot of you are healing. You're healing from some of these subconscious patterns that may have eluded you in the past, and maybe even you've been a little bit ignorant to. What that means is maybe you didn't want to dive underneath the surface. It's like, Titanic hitting that iceberg there. They were completely oblivious that there was an iceberg that wasn't very far away because they just weren't really paying attention, right? And as I say that, you can see this little fly, which lives in the plant over here, this little bug. I've named him Herman the Hermit, right? He comes through when there's distraction. So a lot of times we are distracted and we don't always know how to deal with things or want to deal with things. But what's happening here is Spirit is saying, don't be afraid to do the work. Your future self is saying, don't be afraid to take a deep dive, to break away and chip at some of those icebergs that have been buried within. Even though it may feel difficult, even if these are patterns that have been ingrained for 50, 60 years, you won't be sorry that you've brought a few things to the surface and healed, because that's going to change and alter your life forever. I'm also getting the message here, get the pet or buy the pet. So some of you may be thinking about adopting a pet or bringing a pet into the family here as well. I feel like you definitely won't regret it, although you may be hesitant or you may be questioning if that's the best thing for you at this time. I feel like that pet or that animal will be an integral piece of your life if you decide to move forward. Oh, I love that message. Okay. Yeah, some of you may also be forced in a sense to take in a pet, and you're being guided to keep that animal if you are able to, of course. Or you may have a call to work with animals, maybe become a veterinarian, go back to school, or help the animals that have been abandoned in the fires or in different areas of the world. What else do we have here? Blow it away. Blow it away. Now you can see here that I call my wishing flower. There's a dandelion here. And it's important for you to not hang on to the things that aren't worth your time, right? It's important for you to release, plant the seeds, let them scatter, because the time's going to go by anyway. So the seeds that you've planted maybe many, many moons ago or today or within the next few months, don't be afraid to scatter those seeds. Create what it is that you want to create. Open up to your wishes here, because you have these wishes, they're available to you. And what I mean by wishes is you can manifest what it is that you want in your world, especially when it's aligned with your soul's purpose. So how do all of those things play into effect? How does manifestation play into effect with soul purpose? I've been asked that question before. It's because our soul and our intuition, it knows, it has a map, right? So all of those little pulls, those intuitive nudges and those inklings and those curiosities and those passions and those desires, that's not just being pulled from the air, right? It's part of your soul's path. So a lot of times the reason why you're remembering, remember you have remembrance showing up here, is to help you plant those seeds to create your reality here on earth. And so many times we stay ignorant to our own truth, right? To our own truth. And we tend to, remember, that's how it came up in the first place, and we never would have seen it come together here. So this is about surrender. Both hands are up in the air here. This is about you heading towards your soul's truth, or you can stay in that spiritual amnesia, again, as we like to call it, where we kind of forget about our soul's truth. We forget who we are, but your future self is saying you will remember. And again, it goes back to the Lion King vibes where, Simba's father shows up in the clouds and says, remember who you are, Simba, because sometimes you get lost. You get lost by, we'll call it the scar energy, right? For those of you that are familiar with the Lion King, the scar energy can be anything that's angry and resentful and just mean. We get caught up in the external. We get caught up in other people's emotions, their anger and their fears, as well as their projections. And Spirit is saying, listen to yourself and make sure that other people, I don't want to say other people are listening to you, but if that's been a struggle, because you actually have the listen card as we're listening here, make sure that you are listening to things that empower you. Maybe it's shutting off the news. Shut down the news, right? Shut off that social media or disconnect. If you are going down the rabbit hole, or if you are listening to things that just lower your frequency, because you see here that he's holding a radio. You can see the frequencies. You can see the time. Some of you may be spending your time doing things that aren't in your highest good. Maybe it's scrolling social media, or maybe it's whatever it may be. Your future self is saying here, listen to people and places and things. I mean, how can you listen to places and things? You can tune into the energy, right? You really can. Some of you may have even gone through hearing loss, because I'm getting here some sort of explosion or some sort of pop or some sort of a burst. Now, it could be from an external source. Some of you have some hearing loss, I'm getting as well. But for others of you, this is about listening to things that uplift you. But in return, I'm getting that throat chakra activation where other people in this lifetime will listen to you. You will be heard, you will be valued, and you will be respected. Your future self wants you to know this. This is the truth, right? This is the truth. What else do we have here? Oh, I love this. We have this solitude energy of 9. Now, what month are we in? 9. I mean, this reading is timeless, but 9 could be significant because 9 represents itself, nothingness, and everything. You may be born in the 9th month. You may be born in September. For others of you, September could be a very significant time, or the number 9, the 9th day, 9 life path, 9 personal year. A 9 could be, maybe some of you have 9 fingers or 9 toes, right? 9 could be a significant, again, energy showing up for you because it's about completions. It is about accomplishments, but it's also about service as well. So the fact that it's showing up here with listen, I feel like part of your spiritual gift is being of service and other people listening to what it is that you have to say or whatever it is you are expressing, whether it's expressing through music, through a book, through your artwork, okay, through some sort of mysticism or esoteric realm, okay? This is a really beautiful energy. So 9 could be significant for you. All right, what else do we have here? Okay, dream catcher. I love this. Pay attention to those dreams. Some of you may also, they're actually showing me a really beautiful, and if this is you, send me the link. I love to purchase one. Some of you may make dream catchers, okay? Or there's something along the lines of a dream catcher. You may have been gifted one. This could be something that shows up down the road, and I love the white, beautiful stallion or horse in the background here. So pay attention to your dreams. Your dreams can become a reality. That's why you have that blow it away card, because this is about your wishes as well. But I am sensing with the dream catcher that some of you, if you make dream catchers, or if you may be studying dreams, that may be part of what it is you're looking into, whether it's, again, human design or astrology. Some of you are looking into dream symbolism, astral travel, astral projection, hypnotherapy. You may also be making a lot of progress communicating and connecting to your higher self, your higher team, and maybe even this higher dimensional being here through your dream state. So I'm loving the dream catcher showing up here for you. All right. I'm getting a name, well, I should say a letter of a name that starts with a D. D, that could be your first name. They're not giving me the name. They're just showing me a big D. Oh boy. They're showing me, I mean, that could be significant for someone as well. Okay, we have fly. Pay attention to what's going on in the sky as well. Some of you are air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, but do pay attention because I don't know about you, but the amount of energy going on in the external air, right? The chemtrails, we had the balloons not long ago. We have airplanes. We have spaceships. We have aircraft. There's so much going on in the sky. This can be the clouds as well. So pay attention. You may look up and you may say, wow, look at that moon, or that's crazy. I just seen a bunch of lights that don't resemble anything of this human plane, right? So you could receive a lot of messages. You may see things that to the human eye may not always be able to be seen. Trust in that. Okay, some of you, you may have grew up with a tire swing. You can see this little girl is swinging on the tire swing here. Okay, I also feel, okay, and I think this says here, H-O-L-M, D-H-O-L-M. So this could be a place. It could be a name, H-O-L-M, maybe part of a last name or a city. That could be significant for you. And we see the big old feather right in the middle here, and the hands, they're playing music. So I do feel for a lot of you, this is about you allowing your creativity, allowing yourself to explore, to advance, and to fly high, whatever that may look like to you. Some of you could be traveling. Maybe you're on an airplane listening to this reading as you are 10,000 feet up in the air, or however high up they go, right? I also sense that some of you wrote a song, wrote a poem, wrote an article, wrote a piece in the journal, wrote an ebook, or wrote something that is going to get a lot of recognition. Okay, a lot of recognition. This is beautiful. I like that. Your name, I feel like, is going to be highlighted, and a lot of people are going to see this. Even if you're a ghost writer, I am getting here a lot of recognition for something that you have created. All right, what else do we need to know here? What else do we need to know? Okay. Okay. They're giving me here an animal. I feel like this is a puppy. It could even be, I'm trying to think of that breed, but they're not giving it to me, but I feel a very fluffy, could be a fluffy one that gets knotted up at times. That may not have been the age that they are at, but they're showing me that this was a super cute little puppy when it was a puppy, but puppies grow. And this puppy may have crossed over as an adult, but it's coming to me as a puppy. I don't know if this is a Saint Bernard or, oh gosh, it's one of the breeds that have a lot of hair. I'm not getting that. I'm just seeing the image here, knowing that if this is your animal, if this is an animal that crossed over or one that does cross over, in the future, know that this pet is going to greet you when you decide to go home as well, right? It will greet you on the gates of the other side. So I do feel here that there's a lot of love, a lot of happiness, and this creature, this animal, is very happy that you were its owner. Okay, please take that as it resonates. And even though you may not have had a dog, maybe it's a cat, maybe it's some other animal, or maybe it was a short-haired, it still could be the message for you. But I am tuning into someone's energy here of a furrier breed. Okay, next you have energy in motion, and we have emotion. Now, emotion is all about what makes us happy. And sometimes our emotions at times can get the best of us, but ultimately what emotions are consequences of some sort of experience that we've gone through, right? Whether it's happy, whether it's sad, whether it's anger, whether it's, jealousy. Those are just emotions. They do not define you. But some of you are releasing a lot of emotions that were pent up, that you weren't able to release because you didn't feel safe or secure to do so. I'm getting that it's taken a long time. Okay, it's taken a long time, and it actually says heaven on this card. I'm just noticing this as well. It says heaven. So a lot of you, oh, okay, thank you, Spirit. Some of you had some pent up emotion or some deep traumatizing wounds from someone who has crossed over, someone who is in heaven. But I feel like the energy is now in motion where you are able to forgive, or the person on the other side is able to see how their actions have affected you in this lifetime. I hope that makes sense. You may even be dreaming about this person, okay? Because we have heaven here. And a lot of times, again, spiritual amnesia, we play significant roles. We come in with our soul tribe and we are here to learn, evolve, and grow. But we don't always see how our actions affect other people. Because when we cross over, we go through what is like a life review. And we're able to see how every single action, every single emotion or projection or hurt or pain or happiness, how it has affected each human being that we have interacted with, each animal, each tree, right? We take a look. That's why they say life flashes before your eyes when you have a near-death experience or you go through something traumatizing. So I feel here that someone on the other side has learned a very valuable lesson. And some of you, it may benefit you to know that now. It may be something you're able to work through, some deep healing, okay? Let's get one final message for you. What else does your future self have for you? How can we help you move forward and live your best life here on earth? What do you need to know? All right. Okay. Some of you may be seeing a movie within the next week. Now, very specific. Not everyone goes and sees movies, but there could be a movie that either you've just seen within the last week or it's a movie coming in within the next week that may be very significant. There may be a lot of pieces that resonate with you, or you are being called to take action. Okay, I mean, it doesn't have to be a movie from the theater, but they're showing me big screen here. So it could be at the theater, or it could be a movie that really, really moves you. Okay, it moves you. And last but not least, cut cords. Cut the cord. And they're giving me that song here. Cut the cord. I believe Shinedown. Okay, so some of you could hear that song, even if it's not your general genre of music. That may be a song that shows up on a playlist, or you hear it in the background. But this is a really beautiful energy of cutting cords to those things that no longer serve you. Remember, you are authentic. Just like this energy of creating a snowflake here, right? We take a scissors and we fold a piece of paper and we cut, and none of the cuts are the same, right? So this union, this contract, or whatever it is that you are releasing from, it had an authentic purpose for showing up in your life, but it doesn't have to stay there. You can make something beautiful out of it. It doesn't have to remain whole, just like the snowflakes that we made in, middle school or grade school, and we would tape them onto the windows or we would paint them. So there is this energy here of you creating something quite beautiful, authentic, or unique out of something that at one point may have been or felt whole. Cut the cords. That is one of the biggest challenges that we, having this human experience, hold on to. We hold on to attachments. We hold on to relationships, or we hold on to jobs, because when we hang on, at times it creates a sense of safety or a sense of comfort. In all reality, even being in that comfort zone, it doesn't mean that it's healthy. It doesn't mean that we need to stay in that energy. And that is the message here from your future self, saying if something is expired, outdated, or if the soul contract, on a soul level has ended, Know and remember your truth, right? With the truth. Don't be ignorant here. We're going to hold this up again because I'm just still flabbergasted with this illustration. If you've been listening to this in your headphones and you haven't been following along with the pictures, definitely check this out because it's so magnificent here. I love this. But follow your truth here. Lead and live with your truth instead of turning a blind eye, because when we turn that blind eye, we hang on to some of these attachments and cords, and it can drain and lower our energy, and therefore we don't fully show up for our lives. And your future self wants you to know that you deserve and you owe it to yourself to show up fully to your life. That is what I have for you, beautiful souls. I certainly hope this resonates. Such a deep, powerful reading. I'm loving it. If you guys like this, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. It certainly helps get the divine channeled messages out there to those that need it most. It certainly helps the growth of the channel. And if you are vibing with the energy here and you haven't already hit that subscribe and bell button, please do so. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway where I draw one lucky winner around the first of each month, all you need to do is drop a piece of advice in the comment section box below for your future self, for someone else reading the comments, right? Drop the most valuable piece of wisdom that you've ever received that can help the next person. Drop it in the comment box below. I personally will enter you into the free reading giveaway. Thank you again so much for being here today. Lots of love.